Are you struggling with Forza Motorsport? Do you think you're actually in the middle of a war zone on the battlefield instead of on the racetrack? Then you are not alone. After giving up with the gamepad, I have finally dialed my wheel in, but I am still struggling with the poor sound in the game, the physics that are slightly off, and the absolutely crazy AI. But the reason I'm going to give my thoughts on what I think is wrong is because Turn 10 are actually listening to their community. And they very recently put out the following statement. Hi everyone, it's been a week since Forza Motorsport released for the Premium Edition owners, and in that time we've been reading your feedback and listening to your concerns. Forza Motorsport has been designed to be a racing platform that will change and adapt over time. This includes tweaks to the gameplay systems, features and qualities of life, as well as the new content that will be introduced every month. Ever since players have got their hands on Forza Motorsport, the team has continued developing new fixes and is committed to ongoing improvements, some of which will be released as early as next week. Well, this was released on the 13th, so sometime later this week I suppose we can expect that. And it does say stay tuned for details and full release notes on our Forza support website and the Forza Motorsport channels. Whilst the first update focuses on quality of life and stability issues, we look forward to continuing to listen to and evaluate our players' feedback in future updates. Thanks to all our players for being part of the Forza Motorsport community and for your continued support and patience. We will keep you updated on those, we'll keep you updated when those changes start to roll out. Turn 10 is listening. I want to start with the audio in Forza Motorsport. And to make a comparison, I've done a race in Assetto Corsa at Mugello, as I'm going to be doing a race in a Forza Motorsport at Mugello. They are both in a Porsche Cayman GTS. So I just want to show you the difference in quality of sound. Now, some might say you can't compare one thing to another, but this is just for reference. So let's just listen to the sound of the Porsche Cayman in Assetto Corsa. Now, I don't know about you, in my opinion, Assetto Corsa sounds so much better than Forza. Assetto Corsa sounds like a Porsche, it's a distinct Porsche sound, and in my opinion sounds like a Cayman. I have listened to some Porsche Cayman real life videos online just to, make sure that I am of sound judgment. Now, I've noticed this in Forza Motorsport, that Forza Motorsport at times does sound generic. The Hyundai Veloster, or what we would call the i30N, had almost the same tone as the Cayman. which are, you know, I've recently been racing both of them, and I find that disappointing. I mean, don't be wrong, Turn 10 has put a massive, a large number of cars into their simulator, and I imagine it's difficult to get the sound right for all of them, but I think it could be better than what it is. I'm honestly, Turn 10, I'm disappointed with the sound in Forza Motorsport. I think it should and could be better. Not sure if you can improve on that, but if you can, we would be very grateful if you could. And while we're on the mentioning of sound, the tyre sounds in Forza Motorsport are so frustrating. At time, the tyres in Forza Motorsport, let me just give you a quick example. I mean, come on, that was just fantastic. They're like lateral side slide, and the tyres, you could just hear them scrubbing across the surface. It was brilliant. What I don't like about the tyres in Forza Motorsport is it's a bit like if you ask a child, can you do an impression of a car skidding? That's Forza Motorsport. It's unrealistic and it's frustrating. And I'm going to do a comparison of a Mugello race and a Forza Motorsport race, and it will come into the physics part of it, but in Forza, that winds me up. It's annoying. Right, so we're jumping into a Forza Motorsport race at Mugello, and we're going to be concentrating on the tyre sound and the car physics. So we've got off on the start-finish line. We're coming up the inside. Full brakes there. I hit the brakes as hard as I could, and I still hit the car in front. So we got a time penalty for that. Listen to the tyres as we try and turn. The car is like it's in a constant understeer. Look at the amount of steering input I'm having to put in to get round the corner. Now on that corner there, I couldn't actually make the turn. I was going off. Every time you turn, the tyres are screaming. The tyres are in pain. Now it's almost like the toe in, toe out is wrong. Something on the car is wrong, the camber or whatever the setup is. This is a Porsche Cayman. Porsche Caymans are one of the best handling cars in the world. When you're on a track and you are finding the limit of grip, you can be rolling on the tyres, but a Porsche Cayman does not squeal its tyres every time it goes into a corner. I mean, we're coming down to this left-hand road. Listen, turning in. I'm just struggling. The AI, because I'm struggling to get round the corner, is just bashing me out the way because I'm in their way. I'm going through the corner too slowly, but I can't turn any faster around the corner. Now another bugbear about the physics is the brakes. Now this car has got race brakes, and as you can see there, I've been able to brake in good time and stop in time. Now if you've got the standard brakes on, they don't work. You are literally going off on almost every corner because the brakes don't work. Without race brakes, you're just going to struggle to drive this track competitively. I mean, again, I get it, it's a mid-edging car and you have got transition on the rear. If we jump over to Assetto Corsa, we'll see that. But there they are, I've missed the turn because I can't get the car to turn in the amount of steering input I'm having to put in is ridiculous. And now I've been knocked off by the AI and everyone's gone racing ahead of us. Let's just jump over to Assetto Corsa a minute, just to compare. So here are at Mugello in Assetto Corsa in the Cayman GTS. So I've got 24 cars in the field. Don't normally have that many because that really does push the PC and VR to its limit. Again, going down the inside, different contrast of cars in Assetto Corsa. Now can you notice, well you might not be able to know in a minute, right, I'm jumping on the brakes there and I'm able to stop in more than decent time. Braking is so much better in Assetto Corsa. You know, I can really get up close and personal to the back of the cars. Don't get it right all the time, but I don't have the fear like I do in Forza Motorsport. I hit that brake pedal and they've both got ABS on, but in Forza you just plug into things in front, it does not stop the car. In Assetto Corsa I can brake so much deeper into a corner than I can in Forza Motorsport. You've still got the weight transition because it's mid-engine car, so the rear does try and overtake. You've got to balance the weight in the corner. But do you notice in Assetto Corsa there's no tyre squeal, and I can actually turn in the corner, I can modulate the throttle, I can work out exactly where I want to put the car. Sometimes can go in a little bit quick and a little bit hot, but in this I'm able to work everything out. Whether VR is giving me more information and the speed and the depth perception that I'm getting from racing on the flat screen, but in Assetto Corsa you only hear the tyres squeal when you completely overrode the car, or you have gone in a little bit too hot. As you can see there, the car still squirms and moves around. Forza, you're getting those characteristics from the physics, but in Forza, I mean, you heard the tyres go there, we lost the car, but at any other point in time, you can't hear the tyres squealing in Assetto Corsa. In Assetto Corsa, the tyres have got grip, and when you turn into a corner, sometimes you've got more steering input still to go. In Forza, you turn into the corner, there's no grip, no grips, you're turning a bit more, the tyres are screaming, screaming, screaming. It's like, we've got similar steering input, but I've got, the tyres aren't screaming. They are a little bit there, pushed a little bit too fast, but here, in Forza, it's almost like the front tyres are just understeering. You're going into a corner and the grip is not there from the minute you start turning in. And in Forza, you can't actually sometimes turn. I mean, it's corner coming up sort of here. In Forza, you completely lose it. It's this corner here. The car just washes out to the left. It's got no grip, whereas in Assetto Corsa it doesn't do that. Whether, like I say, whether it's because I'm not used to flat screen, perhaps I'm overdriving the car a little, but even when I'm hitting apexes, I'm hitting the corners where I think I should be, it just doesn't turn in. It's like there is something fundamentally wrong with the physics in Forza. And it's a comment I got from playing. I thought at times myself on the pad, but my daughter's boyfriend, he plays Forza. Well, I don't know how much he plays the new Forza, because my daughter's comment to me, oh, he said it doesn't turn, and Ironically, being called Turn 10, you think you'd release a game where you can turn into the corner without the tyres going. Something is wrong, and I think it needs addressing. So if Turn 10, if you can look at the physics, something needs fixing. So just after again that little demo, hit me up in the comments, tell me what you think. Do you agree with what I've said? So Turn 10, I think to me one of the biggest issues that needs addressing is the weird understeer physics, and it's not just on this car, it's on almost every car I've tried so far. The audio, some of it's great, some of it's not so great. Crashing over the curbs. So first time I've listened in headphones, sound like you are in a battle with the booms and the booms, the crashes. It's very bassy and very like reminiscent of playing, you know, Battlefield or Call of Duty. The AI are bizarre. The AI are fairly competitive. In a corner, get on the straight, they don't know how to accelerate. If you are in their way, they're crashing straight through you, even on the hardest setting. In my opinion, it's almost like it wasn't finished, and we are like beta testers. Your audience is beta testing the game, and it's a work in progress. That being said, I do hope that you can, you know, resolve this, because the base game is not bad. The base physics aren't bad. It's just some minor tweaking, I think, that needs to be done. Whether that then breaks other cars, it's other simulators have suffered from this, that a certain tyre model works for some cars and not others. Project Cars suffered with that issue. So I hope it's something you can resolve. You've got the money to do it, but I'm surprised that you've got it this far out into the wild and stuff like this hasn't been picked up. Wheel settings, I can't believe that you haven't got base wheel settings for every wheel. You know, again, I'm surprised. There's a lot of stuff about Forza that is surprising me that hasn't been picked up. This is pretty rudimental stuff for a racing game in 2023. I know Xbox doesn't currently do VR, but VR support as well. It's a massive thing not to have done, even for the PC. I appreciate Xbox people haven't got VR, but you could have done it for the PC. Once again, I think you've missed out there. But I'm being positive. I want this to be positive. I want the audience and myself to go away hoping that you can turn this around. You are Turn 10. Make this into something that it should have been on day one. As I mentioned earlier, comment down below, let me know your thoughts. If you're new to my videos, subscribe, check out my other content. I do stuff quite varied really, not just racing, flying, but VR games and gameplays as well. Right, it's been a bit of a long one, but I needed to get all this off my chest until Turn 10 can resolve some of these issues. I'm not putting any more time into Forza at the minute. It's too much of a Jekyll and Hyde game. I love in some bits and I'm absolutely wound up and hating others. It's not worth wasting the time on it until I sort it out. As for the car grind, well, you know, personally, I think this car levelling up is a load of rubbish, but that's, you know, it's what the masses want, and if the masses are happy, then keep it in there. Personally, it's not for me, not these days. Anyway, this video is already too long, so I'm going to sign off here, but here's hoping Turn 10 can resolve this for us. Thank you for watching. Peace out.